Hey everybody, my name is Paul Abernathy, and welcome to another episode here at Master the NEC, our video series where we talk about the National Electrical Code, all things electrically related. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about Electrical Code Academy Incorporated, a Texas corporation, has a certification program that has been in the works for over 2 years. Now, this program is specifically dedicated to the electrical professional. So you have electrical inspector requirements where they get their training, and then you have engineers who get their training. But really, it's the electricians and the ones that are like me who really are into the code, and they work for certain companies where they're decision makers. They're the key people in their company. They're the ones that you need to know the code because if something's not done right, then it can affect your company's bottom line. So for those people out there who want to obtain this type of certification, it is now available. The acronyms CMECP, as well as the phrase Certified Master Electrical Code Professional, all protected marks at Electrical Code Academy Incorporated. It's been a 2 year in the process. And it's a 2-year membership, and you renew after every 2 years, but we'll cover the details here in this video, kind of give you an overview of what the program's all about and whether or not the program is right for you. We're also partnering with myceudepot.com, and there's a video available on that on our YouTube channel that you can watch. It walks you through a behind-the-scenes look at the MyCEU Depot program, whereas you can get all your continuing education, all your pre-licensing, all your engineering PDH credits. You can get exam prep for any electrical exam, plumbing exam, mechanical exam. You can even get OSHA training, forklift certifications, all of that from the myceudepot.com. Well, the CMECP program utilizes the courses that are in that program in order to make sure that you fully understand the National Electrical Code, that you also understand the relevant code changes to whatever state you're in. So these programs are very state specific. The whole program is to increase your knowledge of the National Electrical Code. And then you'll have 2 prerequisites, and we'll talk about it. And then you'll have a webinar, which you'll attend, hosted by me, which is an extensive multi-hour course on navigating the NEC, tips and tricks on teaching the NEC, little things to look for to dissect things out of the NEC. It really helps you understand the National Electrical Code a little better. So that's called Navigating the NEC. And that is exclusively only available through the people that are in this program. In other words, you won't get that video for free online. That one's part of our program here to make sure that you are understanding the concepts that you learn in the classes that are prerequisites, as well as moving forward how to navigate the NEC. So let's kind of go to the website and kind of see what's involved in it. So let's do that. So here's the website. You're probably all familiar with this website. And on the website, you have all these links up here. If you want to watch the videos we've uploaded, although you can go to here to the watch my videos on our YouTube channel where you're probably watching this video. But you'll have courses. So if you just want general exam prep courses for taking your electrical license, then we have a bunch of them here, but there's a lot more of them available. We just have some of them posted. And here's your CEUs online. Okay. So that's where you want to go to get to the portal, myceudepot.com. Now, if you want to get to the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional program, underneath the home link, you'll have the CMECP link right here. Or if you want to scroll down the page, you will actually see us talk about that program right here. This is the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional program. Gives you some details on what it's a benefit to you. Then you have what's called the CMECP Portal. And over here you can see it as well. We'll kind of give you the prerequisites right here in a nutshell. But here's how you get to it. And we're really looking for that person that wants to take their code knowledge to the next level. Of course, they will get special benefits like a private area of the website that's just for them. I should come back and talk about that. They'll get private areas that are just available to successful candidates who become CMECP designated professionals. Once you receive that designation, you're free to use it after your name. If you don't want to, that's fine. You'll have your own website where we'll actually have your credentials that you can use in resumes and however you want to use it. And for your company, it's just a designation that helps bring credibility to the master electrician. So you hear me say that a lot, master electrician. How significant is that? Well, let's go back and look at the website. So here we go. We're at the website, and you say you want to go to the CMECP portal. So we'll click the ECMP portal. And here's the portal. Now this gives you everything that you want to know. The scope of the program, the application and duration process. It's good for 365 days once you enroll, 12 months. You get a student ID once you log into the student account at myceudepot.com. There's the program fee. Now, the fee costs $150. That's to process the application, to have the members of the committee review. Covers all the stuff that has to do with the webinar program for the one-on-one interview. It does not cover the actual webinar itself, but that's all part of the administrative costs. This is good for 2 years. You'll recertify at the end of 2 years. We take payments by credit card, PayPal, whatnot. All of that's covered here. If you want to send in a check, here's the address to send it in. Make sure it's attention to the CMECP program. So here's kind of the program in a nutshell, the application process. It's 4 steps. You fill out the application. That's at the bottom of the page. And then step 2 is you got to take the 2 required NEC courses referenced below, and we'll see those in a second. Then you have step 3, which is you receive, once you take the 2 courses, you'll receive the instructions for your NEC webinar. Okay, so once you complete these 2 processes, you'll get the webinar. And the webinar is at least about 6 hours long on detailed navigation. Once you've completed all 3 of those steps and the system will let us know you have, then you're going to have to do the one-on-one process. Now, the one-on-one process is where you're going to actually have an interview. Let me bring it back to me. You're going to have an interview with the 5 members of the application processing committee. And this committee is 5 individual people who have 5 questions that they will ask you live using our web-based software. And you will see them. They will see you. You have to have a camera. There are some prerequisites here. But we'll give you the software. It's pretty simple. Pretty much any laptop or computer can do it. And so even iPads can do it. So in this process, each individual will ask you a question. Now, there's no specific pass-fail response. You have to meet the submitter, though, whoever asked you the questions on that committee. They have to be. You have to make sure that they understand what you're trying to convey. And then once every committee member has asked a question, then we'll bid you goodbye. And if you've made it this far, you've passed all the prerequisites. So now you get to this stage, and the committee meets, and you only have to have 3 out of the 5 members believe that you answered their question, not the other questions, their question specific. And then there's an overrule body, which means that you have the director, or usually it will be me, that actually looks at it. So if somebody says, I don't like how they answered it, if I think that you answered it correctly, I will work with the actual committee member in order to see if we can get you to that passing stage. But you have to have the approval of 3 of the 5 people on the committee in order to move through that stage. Okay, so let's get back to the website. So that's the process. And I guess there is one more step here that I don't show. It will be updated, but it will be another step, and that is you have to pass an exam, which is a 100-question written exam. You have to have an 80%. Now, that is covered down here. You'll see right here where it says that you have to pass it with an 80%. So it's 100 questions, so you got to get at least 80. You can miss up to 20, but you got to get it. And again, it is open book process because we expect you to be able to use the book. Now, also, just to let you know, in the courses, you will be allowed to take these courses to pass through these courses. When you recertify after 2 years, you will have to take only 1 class, and that class is a current CE credit class, means to get your continuing education credits. Now, you can also use, there's a double duty here. You can use that course for your license renewal. If you're a master or a journeyman, we'll let you use it. Okay, you can use that. So you'd have to do that anyway in whatever state you're in. So, that's kind of a gimme. And then you have to have your renewal fee, which is another $150 that gives you another 2 years. But as far as a class for continuing ed that meets the prerequisite for a renewal, that will be able to be used in your state for license renewal anyway, for whatever license you have. Also, if you're one of the members of the committee, they also offer continuing education classes throughout the country. Their classes will qualify as well. So you don't have to take ours online to do that. You could take one of their classes as well. And if they offer online classes, you can do that as well. Then you would submit that to us, and then you would meet that criteria when you submitted your copy of their certificate with your 150 renewal, and then your license will be renewed. Okay, so let's go back and look at the website. All right, so you had the exam. It should be 5 steps in here. We will get that edited. So here's your courses that are online. Here's your first one. You sign up right here. It's $199. We use the Texas as the base because Texas has no amendments to statewide, so it seems to be the most comprehensive for exam review. So you would click here, and I'll do that right now. I'll just click it. And this takes you to the location where you're going to choose to do that. Okay, so here, and you'll notice that here it's already Texas Electrical Exam Review is already selected. It's $199. You add it to checkout, and then you check out. You register if you don't have an account, and you complete the process. Okay, so let's go back to me. Back to the website. All right, so that's what you're going to do. Now, once you complete that, we will know, and then we will send you a link to the specific state continuing ed class for whatever state you're in. Now, that cost can range from $35 to $99, depending on the state, because some of the states have more hours than others, so the longer the class, obviously, the more the cost for development. So we will let you know, but just understand that your costs can range here. Not a lot for certification, and we're really testing your knowledge here in these classes. Then the next step, again, you have is, again, the Navigating the NEC webinar. Again, that's $50. Once you pass the stage 2, then we will send you the link in order to get in the webinar, as well as a link to download the software you need to be able to do this. Again, the software can be used on iPads, Mac, PC, doesn't matter. It's not specific. Again, your exam is open book, 100 multiple choice questions. Should be pretty simple to do. Once you get that, you'll send it back to us. We'll email it to you. We will, and within 24 to 48 hours, you'll know the results of your exam. And again, if your passing score is 80 or greater. And then, if you fail that, you will be able to retake that test at least 3 times. If you fail it after the 3rd time, you will be required to take your online courses again, both of these courses, okay? And I will remind you that these courses are open, accessible to you for 365 days, so don't worry about that, okay? You might have to take the courses again, but you don't have to pay for them again. Now, here's the recertification. Again, it's done every 2 years, and it's $150 for the recertification. And the interview kind of explains the process of the interview. Again, open book. We encourage you to use your National Electrical Code. The estimated cost for the entire process for the initial certification is between $350 and $550, again, depending on your state and what have you. But that's, pretty conservative. This includes application, navigating the webinar, the 2 courses, and your exam. And then, of course, for recertification, it's can be anywhere from $185 to $225, again, depending on the cost of the renewal, as well as your $150 renewal fee. Okay. Again, costs can vary state to state when it comes to the licensing renewal, or if you choose to use one of our providers that's available to you on the recertification process. All right, and that's pretty much it. We do remind you that the CMECP is a designation that is voluntary. It might not be broadly accepted in your industry. However, you have to understand, a lot of the certifications are not. It's simply something that says to you that, look, I made an effort to be the best I can be at a certain level of my proficiency. And that is whether or not you're an electrical professional or not. Now, you can use that for continuing education classes. A lot of times for inspectors for license renewal, they offer a bunch of open courses. Since these courses are credited through the portal at myceudepot.com, you can use for that application. So a lot of those are available. But the most important thing is certifications are acceptance where you're able to use them in resumes. It's verifiable. You will get your certificate of completion. You will get a lapel pin. You will get a private area on the website that you can use to share in your to share with your employer. You might negotiate with your employer for, let's say you're a supervisor and you're overseeing journeymans. You might show them that this professional level shows you that you're the go-to guy. You're the code professional within your company. You're the one they go to. Okay, I get thousands of calls a week asking me code questions. Okay, you could be that guy or that girl for your company. Now, here's one of the other great things about it. When you're part of this program, you have access to a private area on Electrical Code Academy's website. Okay, it is a corporation in Texas. It's not a sole proprietor. It's not just me. We have a board of directors. It is an actual process that's taken us over 2 years. And people remember all the way back as well as 12 or 15 years ago when I started the Electrical Guru process. And we were going to have a course. Well, we've done it. We've put together this program. We've backed it by knowledge. We backed it by specific training, one-on-one interviews, a test, open book, like you get in most all testing scenarios. We have the process. We'll be adding other specific certifications that are only available to CMECPs. There's also another prerequisite you have to be aware of. It is only available to master electricians or equivalent. Now, what's an equivalent? Well, take Ohio, for example. Ohio doesn't have a master electrician license requirement, but they do have electrical contractor exam. Well, since they don't have a master's license per se, their electrical contractors are equivalent. So that would be an equivalent. Okay, so when you do the application process, and we'll look at it here in a second, the application, just make sure you check the one that says equivalent. And then when you give your license number, you make that very clear in the information there that you're doing equivalent. Will electrical engineers qualify? Up front? No, they will not. Because most electrical engineers who go through school don't get code in school. They get a lot of these theories and things like that, but they don't really get code. If you're an electrical engineer and you can show verification that you've been an integral part of electrical design for at least 5 years, then we will consider that as equivalent. Okay, so you would simply submit that information. Again, we'll show you where you do that, and we'd be able to give you approval on that to let you sit through the process. Okay, so let's kind of go back and look at it a little bit more. So here's the website again, and you'll notice here's the application. You date it, your first name, last name, you fill out all the information here. If you're a master electrician, you select it here. You even see we have some information, and here, if you're a master electrician equivalent, you click here, and then down here, you're going to have the state where you hold your license. So if it was Virginia, you'd put Virginia, and your license number. If you're right here, if you're electrical engineer and over 5 years of experience with design, you click here, you're going to put your state that you hold your license, and you're going to put your license number all right here where we will verify all of this information, and then you submit it. Again, do not submit anything. You will immediately be rejected and kept in the database. Do not submit it unless you're a master electrician or equivalent and you've understood what's required to be a part of this certification process, because it is an extensive process. We are not going to give you anything. You have to earn it. Once you've filled this out and you've submitted it and you've met all the prerequisites above, step 2 would be to right here, buy it now, and you can pay using PayPal, which also is secure. Remember, these are not refundable. So once you submit it, you understand that you have to complete the process. If you decide to stop the process, that's on you. Okay. You do have 365 days to complete the process. At any stage that you fail, it is non-refundable. You need to understand that. Look, we are not giving out certifications here. We have prerequisites. We are trying to uphold the integrity here. Okay. We're already getting a jump start because we know that master electricians require a certain amount of training, a certain amount of classroom training. That is a prerequisite hurdle that most people can't meet. If journeyman electricians can't qualify, apprentices can't qualify. Even engineers have to have at least 5 years, electrical engineers, of specific design training in order to qualify. Well, that's a huge hurdle to get over for most people. So not everybody's going to qualify. This is a select group of individuals that are going to get this certification. Now, put on top of that, we're going to make sure that you take a relevant exam prep course in one of the hardest states out there to get your license, and that's Texas. It's going to be germane to the entire U.S. Because it's really going to focus on the code in the National Electrical Code in Texas is no amendments. Okay, so that's important. And it's going to be based on the 2017 NEC because that's where we try to stick with the most relevant. But it really is just to teach you navigation of the code and understanding code principles and calculations and things like that. Obviously, we're also, once you get into the private area, once you become a certified master electrical code professional, we'll have exclusive video content that's only available to you in order to get credit there. And we will give credit for that information as well. And there's a lot of free credit there. All right. So we also, this mark is going to expand. So if you want to use the CMECP mark behind your name to show that you have met this high standard for an electrical code professional, you're not going to find anything else in the industry like this. You have other associations that do things about electrical safety. You have other industries that do things about electrical inspections. We are talking about something that encompasses all of this, and that is a certified master electrical code professional designation. It's the first in the industry, and I want you to be the first to get involved in this process. It took us 2 years to do this. We have just launched it. We have all the courses that are ready. We have the committees available to start processing your applications. All of this will be administered. The websites are ready. We also have a private, separate website for the CMECP program for those web URLs that are coming here shortly once we release those that are specifically dedicated. But we wanted to get a jump start and really be able to show you all this from the masterthenec.com website. But we're going to kind of give you the jump start, and that's what we wanted to do here and kind of introduce this program to you. Look for this program to expand. Look for it to be maybe in many places around the country, they'll start looking to us to use this as a prerequisite for certain types of licensing or credits or raises or promotions. There's no guarantee that that's ever going to happen because there's many certifications that I have, that I get, that are voluntary. But I know that I achieved it. But usually they were just a piece of paper. It's not a piece of paper anymore. In this program right here, you're going to get not only a frameable certificate, the lapel pin, the recognition, available verification on the website, your bio, all of this information is going to be available so that any of your employers, anybody can go look at it. You can submit it on your resume. You can really say to your employer, I'm the master. I'm overseeing these journeymen or these apprentices. I'm the one that should be teaching the National Electrical Code. I'm the one that's familiar with that. I have all the skills. I have all the training. I know how to navigate the code. I've passed an exam. I'm a master electrician or equivalent in my state. That raises you above the other electricians that are all around you. Okay. So if you're a code geek and you've been wondering about getting that credit for what you know, this is the program for you. So that's an introduction to the program. Hopefully you get excited about it. We'll have other videos, other instructional things. We encourage you to get started into the program. It's all available on the website right now. You can go to mycmecp.com and you can get here. You can go to certifiedmasterelectricalcodeprofessional.com and get here. Obviously, you can go to masterthenec.com and get here. And you'll see slowly the program migrate away from Master the NEC to have its own website, which is in the development works right now. But we didn't want to stop you from getting into the process. So hopefully you get excited about it. But that's a little bit of a nutshell how the program is going to work. So until next time, folks, stay safe. Get this certification. Show everybody you're a professional. Until next time, God bless.